Thragg was born on Viltrum as the son of one of the closest advisors of Emperor Argyll. He was trained in all manners of combat and bred to be the strongest Viltrumite. After Argyll was killed by Thaddeus, Thragg fought in the Viltrumite Civil War to restore order to the Empire, meaning Thragg is thousands of years old. After the battle, the Viltrumites were emerged an unbeatable race led by him. So grab your seat at the campfire as we embark on the epic story of Invincible, Tyrant Thragg. As Thragg would be granted the title of Grand Regent, tasked with finding the heir of Argyll, he would keep Argyll's skull as a reminder of what would happen were the Empire to fall into disarray. The Scourge virus would be created and planet's population severely depleted and would make him believe that the heir had died. Afterwards, he would cease all attempts to find the heir, feeling that he had earned his place among them. In the return of Invincible, after Conquest failed to kill Mark, he had to face Thragg. Conquest begged for forgiveness, with Thragg threatening to kill him. Seeing Conquest as still useful, Thragg sent Lucan, Conquest, and an unnamed Viltrumite to kill Invincible and anyone who's aiding him. This is the Viltrumite War. Thragg leaves the Viltrumites on the Battle of Viltrum. It is revealed that Thragg has an inside spy in the coalition of planets and has tasked him to take down the planetary barrier on Telescria. Afterwards, he would speak to the skull of former Emperor of Viltrum, Argyll. He states that Argyll will be avenged after Thaddeus is dead. He retreats from Telescria after Mark and Oliver destroy his warship. He rushes into battle, hoping to fight back, but decides against it. He and the other Viltrumites retreat to Viltrum. When the coalition arrives, he leads the Viltrumite charge. In the beginning, Thragg attacks Space Racer, and Mark rushes to attack him. Thragg decapitates Thaddeus, avenging Argyll's death. Mark lands a blow on Thragg, but it has no effect on him. He smacks Mark away like a fly for Oliver to attempt to attack him. He catches Oliver's punch and dismembers his arm, while breaking his jaw, nearly killing Oliver in the process. Invincible, enraged, attacks Thragg with only getting a nosebleed. Wow. Thragg mocks him, stating that he is in over his head and Conquest fears him. Mark reveals that he killed Conquest previously and now he will kill Thragg. After Thaddeus, Mark, and Nolan destroy Viltrum, Thragg becomes enraged and cries. Thragg angrily states that Thaddeus destroyed Viltrumite heritage, history, and the planet itself. Thaddeus offers him a chance to surrender, but Thragg refuses. He rushes towards Thaddeus and decapitates him, and declares that Lord Argyll is now avenged. Thragg declares that anyone who opposes the Viltrum Empire will die. He rushes towards Mark and punches him. Yikes, this dude Thragg is a problem. Thragg arrives before Mark and Nolan, revealing that the Viltrumites are on Earth. Invincible attempts to hurt Thragg, but to no avail. He punches Invincible's temples until he is saved by Nolan Grayson, that is. Thragg reveals to Nolan that Thaddeus had killed Lord Argyll with Nolan, revealing that the Viltrumites deserve extinction for their crimes. Thragg headbutts Nolan, but it is interrupted by Battle Beast. He throws Battle Beast to the side and grabs Mark and Nolan, attempting to smash their heads together. Nolan intervenes, hoping to allow his son to escape. He kicks Nolan and catches up to Mark, smashing his face in the process. Nolan catches up and Thragg impales him. Thragg decides to spare the duel. With much to Craig's confusion, Thragg states that the Viltrum Empire will need all Viltrumites. Craig refuses to spare them, but Thragg stops him. Thragg and Viltrumites retreat to their warship. Thragg reveals himself to Mark and Nolan on Earth, stating that Viltrumites are here. Mark attempts to fight Thragg, but Thragg suggests they talk. Thragg decides to surrender, but on one condition. The Viltrumites take over Earth. Mark loses his temper, but Thragg goes into detail about the takeover. Thragg states that the Viltrumites will hide among the humans and interbreed, with them replenishing their ranks. Thragg goes on to say that the Viltrumite will not interfere with human events, and the closest to pure-blooded Viltrumites are Viltrumite human hybrids. Mark refuses at first, but reluctantly accepts. Thragg thanks the duo for ensuring Viltrumite survival and leaves, ending the Viltrumite War. Now, we go post-Viltrumite War. Thragg appears before Alan and Oliver to assist Mark. Thragg flies up to space after Alan and Oliver battle Mark. He tells the duo that he knows about Alan's plan to dispense the Scourge virus into Earth and asks why he shouldn't kill them. Alan reveals that he will use the Scourge virus on him, and Thragg states that he can kill him before the virus has effect. Thragg offers a truce to Alan and explains that them fighting is pointless because if he kills Alan, they'll be back in the same place again. Alan hesitantly accepts, with Oliver angry at Thragg. The meeting is interrupted by the Guardians of the Globe, and Robot attempts to capture Mark. Monster Girl attacks Thragg, but with no effect. Thragg knocks her away, nearly killing her. While the Chaos Oliver is able to grab the virus dispenser. They stop battling, with Bulletproof wondering who Thragg is. It is revealed that Mark has been infected with the Scourge virus, and Thragg takes him to Viltrumite quarantine. Thragg reveals to Cecil Stedman his agreement with Mark and that they have no choice in the matter. Thragg appears to the Guardians of the Globe and Dinosaurus after Dinosaurus convinces Thragg that Dinosaurus' genius is useful. He demands that the Guardians leave. Thragg goes into one of the observation rooms, and a scientist tells Thragg that Mark is the grandson of Lord Argyll. He kills the scientist and leaves his quarters. Thragg attempts to kill Nolan in order to keep his Grand Regent title. He is interrupted by Dinosaurus hacking, and gaining access to his quarters. Thragg leaves to see Mark and attempts to kill Mark. Now, wanting to give away his title of Grand Regent, Dinosaurus unleashes a surprise attack on him and only breaks his claws in the process. Whew! And Thragg, unarmed, Dinosaurus reveals that he sent explosions around the ship to correspond to his low heartbeat. Thragg pummels him and throws him aside after hearing an explosion. Dinosaurus attempts to bite Thragg, shattering all his teeth in the process. Thragg breaks Dinosaurus' jaw and flies to fix the explosion. He heads back and sees Adam Eve asking where Mark is. Eve attempts to battle Thragg, but Thragg laughs and directs her to Dinosaurus. After the invasion of London by the Flaxens, Thragg reprimands Craig for interfering with the events. Craig states that he is sorry, but someone there carries his child. Craig then reveals that he loves all dozen of his mates. Much to Thragg's disgust, Thragg calls a meeting of the Viltrum Empire and enforces that they are not to interfere with Mark and Dinosaurus events, or they will be killed by him. Thragg would reprimand Lucan, Craig, and Anissa for not obeying his orders. After being disgusted with Lucan and Craig's affection towards the humans, he demands that they leave. Thragg arrives, goes to the other side of the moon, and sees Nolan with his wife. Thragg becomes enraged seeing him and rushes to attack him. While their battle continues, Thragg reveals to Nolan that he is Argyll's son. Nolan refuses to fight him, and Thragg severely injures him, attempts to finish him off until he is interrupted by Craig, Anissa, Lucan, and Thula. After finding out that Nolan is Argyll's son, they turn on Thragg and attempt to kill him until Nolan asks them to spare him. Thragg is then imprisoned and argues with Nolan. Thragg demands that Nolan kill him if he fears him. Nolan refuses and says that he will change the Viltrumites' brutal ways instead. Nolan would sentence Thragg to exile. Much to Thragg's surprise, it was a reality. He was exiled. Thragg charges battle beasts, commencing their battle. After Thragg was sentenced to exile, he would occupy the planet Thraxil. Due to his extremely long lifespan, he would also impregnate several Thraxan women in order to create Thraxan Viltrumite hybrids. Knowing the coalition will probably send someone to kill him, he is shocked to see that its battle beast is tasked with the job. Thragg goes on to say that Battle Beast would be a great ally if he wasn't on the other side, as this is a prelude to their titanic battle. Thragg successfully kills Battle Beast after days of battling one another. Their conversation is uninterrupted by the Ragnars being released. Battle Beast assists Thragg in killing them due to him not wanting an advantage. Thragg gets disemboweled by one of them, and their battle is interrupted by the Thrag's assistant Thragg. Battle Beast and disavows himself in order to make their battle even, with Thragg mocking him. The duel charges at each other, with Thragg having the initial advantage until Battle Beast bites him, causing Thragg's left eye to be severely damaged. The battle been going on for days and days with no clear sign of who is the victor. And the battle rages on as Thragg successfully kills Battle Beast. Just before he succumbs to his injuries, that is, Battle Beast thanked Thragg as Thragg crushes his heart, squishes it. After such an epic battle, the Galactic Gladiator life was extinguished. Thragg is then transported by Thraxans off the planet. He would take many Thraxan warriors and women with him. Thragg recovers from his injuries as he heads to a new location. He then has his left eye and gashed open head patched up. Thragg would have then Battle Beast hide torn off and wear it as a cape with a golden Viltrum Emperor symbol over it. When one of the women asks how he is doing, he says that his health is improving. On the run, Thragg, the Thraxan, and his many children roam the cosmos so that they can avoid coalition detection. Space Racer detects him, and Thrax kills several coalition soldiers. While Space Racer runs, Thrax attempts to kill him. Now, as we fast forward in time, while Mark was in his coma for 5 years, Thragg was rebuilding the ranks of the Viltrum Empire, and all of his children have reached adolescence. He makes a move on Talescria, with having his daughter, Ursula, attack one of their major buildings. Later, he breaks up a skirmish between his son, Onan, and Ursula. Oliver, acting as a double agent for Thragg, asks to meet him in person. Thragg, in the meantime, kills some of Ragnar's in front of his other children. Ooh, this dude is sick, man. And then orders Onan and Ursula to kill Mark Grayson. Thragg calls Oliver again to inform him that he has located Mark and that he will kill him and his family. Despite Oliver's wishes, Thragg arrives and grabs Terra. As she struggles against Thragg, Oliver intervenes, allowing her to escape. After a short battle, Thragg impales Oliver and kills him in front of Terra. Mark holds Onan hostage, asking Thragg to let him go. Mark kills Onan and begins attacking Thragg. Thragg gains the upper hand, and rips Mark in half, while Ursula seemingly kills Eve. He leaves Terra to die. Ursula is shown crying over what happened to Onan with Thragg. He tells her that both her and Onan were very special to him, as he reluctantly tries to comfort her, telling her that they will avenge her brother. Thragg continues his conquest with his army, taking over more planets and causing more deaths as he prepares an all-out attack on the resistance. He sends his children to fight Mark. When they try to fight him, they end up getting splattered. As he is too strong for them, he begs them to stop as they are killing themselves. Ursula confronts him over this, but he grabs her by the throat, telling her that no sacrifice is too great for the mission, claiming that said fallen soldiers were weak and deserved to die. As this leads to the end of all things, during the final battle, Nolan and Thragg face off, exchanging blow after blow. During the fight, Nolan tries to fight off Thragg the best he can, but Thragg is shown to be too much for him. As he breaks Nolan's hand by headbutting it, Mark tries to step in and stop Thragg from hurting Nolan further, but Thragg responds by grabbing him and throwing him away, saying he'll save him for after. He killed Nolan right in front of him. When he returns, Nolan headbutts him in defiance, but to no effect. Nolan reads his killing move and makes a quick move to keep Thragg's hand from hitting his heart. Thragg immediately swipes through Nolan's body, tearing his heart out and leaving him for dead. Mark, furious with what he just witnessed, charges at Thragg. Thragg throws him away while calling in his children for assistance. He starts using them as projectiles by throwing them at Mark, but this causes them to splatter on him since he is too strong for them. Mark, disgusted by this, grabs him and pulls them both into the sun, initiating the final fight between them. As they fight with the sun burning their bodies, Invincible questions Thragg on his motivation. Thragg says it is all about revenge for what Invincible's bloodline did to stop him from claiming the Empire. He deserved to rule. When Thragg tries to make an escape, Mark pulls them both into the core of the sun, burning off their flesh. After that, Mark, despite knowing that he can't hear his thoughts anymore, starts to describe in perfect detail how much Thragg sucks as both a leader and a Viltrumite for clinging to the old practices that brought their race to the brink of extinction, fighting for selfish and empty causes, and holding their species back from achieving their true potential. Mark then gains the upper hand when one of Robot's armors arrives and attaches itself to him mid-speech, granting him a few extra moments of protection from the searing heat whilst Thragg continues to burn. With their fight getting more and more intense with more and more explosions from the sun, the lava ends up melting the robot armor Invincible is wearing. They end up fighting inches away from the sun as their bodies become even more unrecognizable in the final moments of the fight. Thragg, having sustained far more damage than his opponent, breaks both of Mark's arms in a fit of rage and desperation. But Mark thinks quickly and then finally kills Thragg by ripping his throat out with his teeth. After that, Mark is fully prepared to die as well, only for Alan to show up and carry him to safety, leaving Thragg's corpse behind to be consumed by the sun. With Thragg now dead, the Viltrumites can finally move forward as a people and become a force for good in the universe under the leadership of Mark's family. Now, with that said, I'm your comic connoisseur at the campfire. So now just go full nerd mode by clicking on like, subscribe, and tap the notification bell to be notified when new content has been uploaded. Then you will be crowned an official comic connoisseur. I'm Ra for Elm City Comic Book Collectors, and I'm out. Peace.